Johnson stocks, everybody! Stephen Johnson stocks! Yes! 2 trades this week. 1 green trade, 1 red trade. The red trade was the LYS, got caught in a short squeeze. It was fucking horrific, scariest thing on earth. I cannot wait to share it with you guys so you guys can learn from it. Now, a couple of cool things. Past 200,000 fans. 200,000? Like, if you think of 200,000, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, like, fucking, I can't even count to it. I can't even count to it. Past 200,000 fans. Met a subscriber by chance in Barasti. He was like, Stephen Johnson. And I'm like, how do you know my name? And he's like, I'm a fucking subscriber. And I'm like, you're a fucking subscriber? He didn't say it like that. He was just like, I'm a subscriber. One other thing is, sometimes people are like I've been on the challenge for a while. I'm on Stocks to Trade Pro. I get very close one-to-one mentorship off Tim Bourne, which is really cool. He goes the extra step to help us sometimes. So I just want to say, like, people are like, oh, how do you not feel like you're going to give up? I'm like, in my head, I'm a successful trader already. Like, in my head, I'm already a fucking millionaire. In my head, like, I'm already a fucking successful YouTuber. Like, you have to have it and only think you've already got it, and then it just comes. Stuff comes. And this is how it's worked for me. But some quick comments. When you set up your IB account, which market data subscription did you use? Fucking none, because I'm on Stocks to Trade, and I use their data because it's much more contemporary modern layout. Master Rushy, your videos just keep getting better and better. Master Rushy, your comments keep on getting better and better. Frank Block, your intro sucks and it's too long and you will never be a trader. You just don't have it. You're pathetic and cringeworthy. I'll tell you what, Frank. I'll tell you what. 1, I used to write nasty comments on other people's YouTube channels too, because I was miserable as fucking bored in my life and it gives satisfaction to put other people down. And 2, it is the fucking law of physics that if you try ridiculously hard at something, you will fucking get it. It's the law of the universe, and if the universe thinks that I deserve it, the world will fucking serve it! One of the best things I've ever done, this Excel chart. And the reason for it is because it just totally maps out the progression. Like, and sometimes when you get caught up thinking, oh, I'm not doing that well, I'm having a bad few weeks, you're actually getting better and better, and you need to look at the big picture. So it's like, again, just going from the 20s and the 30s in Jan and Feb, and then starting to win 30 to 40%. Now I'm starting to win 50%. And generally, when traders are hitting about 50%, this is when you're starting to come into profitability. And I mean, that's why you can see that. I mean, I had back-to-back green weeks last month before I threw it away, but I had some really, really good lessons, especially in a slower market right now. So it's just around the corner. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, as we English people like to say. The proof's in the pudding, and I love a good fucking cake. So you've just looked at the screen that says DOYS. It was like a $120 loss or something, maybe $140 or something. And you might say, Stephen, how do you feel about that loss? And I would reply by saying, extraordinarily bad, usually. But the thing is, what you've got to consider is the fact that I've now implemented a max $20 loss after this trade. And to be honest, it's one of the biggest lessons I've ever had, because I had such anxiety. I mean, DOYS, the 1-year chart, it went from, I mean, this has been diluted to fuck. So really it was about $4. It went up to 120. So many people blew up, lost houses, lost marriages, lost hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars when this squeezed shorts to the death. But since it's been so diluted that we can see that it's like the best short in the market right now. And there's shares available at IB, which is outrageous. So we can see it goes down and down and down and down. But every now and then, it squeezes. Shorts start trampling on top of each other, and it squeezes. So it can be a good long. I mean, Roland pointed this out to me. It was basing in the 130s for a while. I think is it around here? Yeah, it was based in the 130s, and then it had these kind of little squeezes where you can see it went up. So it went from the 130s up until the 150s, and since it's had this kind of like squeeze up from the 1s to the 120s, the 1s to the 140s. But if you catch it on the way back down, it's awesome. But unluckily for me, I got caught in this squeeze. So I was pretty much looking at it and I was thinking I was buying it on this day, and we can mark it out on the chart. And I don't regret the trade. I regret not cutting it because you can see it's like top. So my natural assumption is it's gonna top again. And then in worst case scenario, if it doesn't, it'll probably top here because it's a 1 top, 2 top, 3 tops. I was buying it in here like 4 tops. So I was thinking, look, it's gonna top out and come back down because it tops, comes down, tops, comes down, tops, comes down. I was like, this is the perfect short. And ultimately it was the perfect short. But where I got stuck was I was on the unlucky side of buying it on the time when it broke out. I mean, we can, I'm on a 15-minute here, but we can go to 2 minutes to really see the action. I'll just flip over the screens. And I was like, it keeps on, but when you look at it, it's holding its highs really quite well. So top, top, top. And then I bought in this top. I don't mind the entry. I was in the 130s, kind of like the entry. But when it squeezed through, I should have been out into this dip. Lost 10 cents, or should have been cutting me loss as it broke through. Because it's not going down. It's holding near its highs. It's got this like kind of ascending triangle pattern. And it's not falling. Like, it should have just popped up and then crashed and panicked. But I should have been out. But I didn't anyway. I could have cut me loss here for about 40 bucks. Could have cut me loss here but for about 80 bucks. And then I let it squeeze all the way up. And then I'm lying in bed at night on the verge of tears thinking, what happens if I blow up my IB account? So I thought, I'll tell you what I'll do, because it's squeezing into the close. I'll box it with another brokerage account that I've got. So I bought it here just so I could go to sleep and go to work the next day. And then, of course, it panicked all the way back down. I bought the top. And never box. Just cut your losses quickly. And like I say, I've got the $20 max loss rule, so it's not a bad trade. I learned a good lesson from it. But to my relief, I was watching it at work this morning, the next day. And this is top in action that you should see. It tries once, tops, panics out. This is the type of short that you want to be doing in the first place. And I unboxed here in the 160s, took about a fucking stupid $80 loss, $90 loss on the box if I just hadn't have boxed. To box or not to box? That is the question. Should I have boxed? Should I not have boxed? I'm never boxing again. But unboxed here, took a big loss, bigger than the original loss. And I was really good at covering. I covered some here. And then as it was kind of panicking down and it was starting to form a kind of a base here, I was out for the rest. So I was out some in the 150s, 155s, and I was out the rest around here in the 140s because I could see it was putting in higher lows and squeezing up. Had I have held a bit longer and I hadn't a box, it would have been a profitable trade, but it is terrifying to hold through this. Cut the loss, Stephen. I am definitely getting tied up in America and Florida because of this. We'll see you later. Now, this is AEZS, the profitable trade of the week, and if I could I just want to start off by saying I just love the power of the internet in this medium to communicate so I can share these lessons and experiences. And if only there was some sort of way that I could just look into the faces and eyes of all of the people watching, it would be a goddamn sexy, beautiful thing. But let's look at AEZS first of all. So it was a first green day pattern, it was a reversal. And it's interesting because I'm looking at DCTH, and that's also on its first green day after this big retracement. And for me, I knew the pattern worked, and I've back tested it, and I know it works. But there's certain nuances, like it can't be too much of a beaten down chart. There's got to be volume. And DCTH, I didn't like it because it doesn't put in a kind of back-to-back green days. I mean, it did this one time when it had the multi-month breakout, but it's like first green day after retracement, red, green day, red, green day, red. It doesn't have the back-to-back green days, but AEZS, it's more in my sweet spot in terms of price, and it's got the back-to-back green days here. So I thought, well, it's got the back-to-back green days. It doesn't look like a beaten down chart. It's more my sweet spot. I thought I'll buy it on this first green day after the retracement and give it a shot. And I played it too cautious. And I took profits, but not as much profits as I should have. And simply the reason is because I've just been on a bad run and I've been a bit scared. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. I'm like Chucky off Rugrats. Like, I get scared easy, and that's how life should be. But I don't have ginger hair. But I like people with ginger hair. My mom has ginger hair. But the good thing about EZS is it was closing strong. It was on its first green day, and I thought it would be interesting if it breaks this 187 range. If it does break out, then we're on for a big breakout. And so I was glad. I was like wanting it to panic down a bit more and a bit more. So obviously it wasn't going to break out on the day. So I thought I'll probably gap up and break out the next day, because I've seen this happen quite a few times. So I was buying in the 180s. I was buying more in the 183s, the 180s. As the more come down, the more I was going to buy. I was just, frankly, as far as I was concerned, I'm just getting it for a better price, because I thought it definitely would have a shot of retesting the highs at least before it failed. It's at least going to try and break out 186. So if I'm buying in the 180s, it's going to try and test the next day. So I'll get out on a failed breakout in the 186s, or I will, if it does break out, I'll make even more money. So you can see it's a good risk-reward setup. And for us, luckily, I mean, it was gapping up to the breakout level. It was gapping past the breakout level on the 189s. It came down a little bit. So I mean, if we just go in, it was looking slightly light on volume. So I sold some, when it failed the proper breakout, I sold some in the 190s. And then when it came down, it tested this base that it had put in, this kind of double bottom, I sold some into this push, because I just didn't want to see a lower high and then for it to crack and say it didn't break out. Unfortunately for me, I sold at one of the worst positions, because then it squeezed short all day. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I'm pretty tired, but I could have been out for like $100, $150 profits and been on a flat month again. But I think the reason that these first green days happen, and I've learned with experience now, is people are seeing these stocks top, and then you're getting really big investors. Not so much investors, but big budget account people, like high rollers, the kind that you see smoking cigars and drinking fine bottles of whiskey. These guys are shorting like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of this stock. And then every now and then people think, it's gone down quite a lot without having a green day. So shorts cover, momentum buyers buy. And then if it squeezes too much, shorts really panic, and then they start covering big positions. And this is why you're getting these first green days that are working. So I'm glad I've spotted it, I'm glad it works, and I'm glad I took profits. We'll see you later a second time. Running tight as fuck, but I will not quit. A year ago today, started learning to trade stocks. Did I ever have any doubt that I would make it? No. As far as I'm concerned, I am a fucking millionaire. I'm already a successful trader. YouTube, when the thousands of videos start pouring in the views, did I think, oh my god, will it send? No, I think, how will I make this better? I'm already famous on YouTube. This is me mindset. I'm already there. I've already got it. And then it comes. I am a millionaire already. And then it comes. Because I'm living the dream. We will not fail. I'm a